I try to have all my cases in front of a jury. I can persuade a jury. Judges have lots of confirmation bias, and you don't particularly know what that is. They've got views and perspective on the law that they import into their factual findings. They can get views that are about the lawyers or about the posture of the case, that you've got one juror. I would much rather have a committee of jurors. So I always choose a jury. And with a jury, I can win the unwinnable case, because after 6 weeks, the jury is probably very confused. And if they can hear a consistent story from me, and they believe me, then they vote for me. They don't vote for the other lawyer, because sometimes after a lengthy trial, they're voting for the lawyer. They're not voting for the case. And anybody who thinks that's not so hasn't been in the courtroom enough. That same case where I described I was against the largest law firm in Phoenix, it involved failure to pay royalties on a patented procedure that was bought by an international firm that managed cotton farming around the world, provided product, advice, recommendations on water, etc., and pesticides. My client had a program that they wanted, and they promised him royalties. They bought the program, and they put the program on the shelf. They didn't implement it. So we went to trial. They had lots of reasons why they didn't implement the program. And they offered to settle this case for $750,000 before we went to the jury. We went to the jury. I ended up with a $14 million judgment. I wanted to talk to the jurors just casually after the trial. More accurately, the jurors wanted to talk to me. I don't think there's a whole lot of benefit to talking to jurors after a trial, because they tend to tell you what you want to hear. They're not candid with you because they're human beings and they don't want to offend you. So I don't know how to get an objective response from that juror who ruled in favor of me or against me. But this one lady juror said to me, she says, I didn't understand much about that case you were presenting. It seems so complicated to me, but I like how your wife did your shirts every day, so I voted for you. I didn't tell her that the dry cleaners did my shirts, that my wife has never ironed a shirt for me because, she doesn't have to. I send them to the cleaners. But that typifies sometimes the depth of understanding. Now, this wasn't the main juror on the case. It wasn't the foreman. The foreman tends to have a better grasp of what's going on. And people like this lady who liked how my wife did my shirts, they just kind of go along with what the foreman's going to be doing. And so you address your case to the leaders on the jury panel, not the lady who likes your shirts.